Hello YouTube, I'm Tim and welcome to part 1 of my DVD and Blu-ray update for November 2018. First, I have some DVDs and Blu-rays to show off that I got from Amazon Prime over the weekend, and then I have one DVD to show off that I got today from Amazon Prime. So why don't we move this camera down a little bit. See how this looks. Okay, well that lowered. You can see me a little bit more. I don't know if that really helped. Let's try adjusting this camera a bit. Okay, there we go. Try moving it over just a tad. So let's see. Over the weekend from Amazon Prime, I got the Blu-ray edition of Creature from the Black Lagoon. It has both the 2D and 3D versions, but this is just of the first movie. It's not that Legacy collection set that has all 3 movies. That's unfortunately they had to recall. But I don't have a 3D TV, so unfortunately I can only watch it in 2D, but it's in widescreen, so that's got to count for something. But I have a way of seeing the Analyth 3D version of it, so not a total loss. And this has quite a bit of bonus features. Besides just having it in 2D and 3D, it's got Back to the Black Lagoon, so I guess that's some sort of featurette, production photographs, feature commentary by film historian Tom Weaver, 100 Years of Universal, The Lot, and trailer gallery. And it looks like it has a streaming HD version of the movie as well. You can download. So, Creature from the Black Lagoon, starring Richard Carlson. But that's not Richard Carlson playing the Gill Man right there. There's like 1 or 2 other guys playing that Gill Man. And then I got the VCI Entertainment Kit Parker Films Blu-ray DVD combo pack of Boss, starring Fred Williamson. It's also known as Boss, you know what, that one word. That's a racial slur. So it has the original title on the reverse side of the cover. It doesn't list VCI. It just says Kit Parker Films and Sprocket Fall and MVD Visual, but I'm pretty sure that this was VCI. This has quite a bit of bonus features. As a conversation with Fred the Hammer Williamson with Joel Bloomberg, and then Jack Arnold tribute by Mira Schreibman, and then a Boss memory with producer Meryl Schreibman in the original theatrical trailer. And it's in widescreen 2.35, and it's in HD. There's English subtitles for the deaf and hard of hearing. And this stars not only Fred Williamson, but it also stars the lovely Barbara Lee, who was in Roger Corman's The Student Nurses, and who was in Pretty Maids All in a Row with Rock Hudson, playing Rock Hudson's wife in that movie, and she was in Junior Boner with her then-boyfriend, actor Steve McQueen, and she was in Terminal Island. Can't think of what else she was in. But I have her as a Facebook friend, so she sometimes posts screen caps from all of her movies on her Facebook. But lately she's just been posting about her cat. She used to have 2 cats, but unfortunately one of them died. But she still has the 1 cat. And it's kind of blurry, but that is Barbara Lee right there. Yeah, I can't get it to focus. Yeah, with this cam, it won't let me do any, try to focus an image. It'll show me in crystal clear DVD quality, but fortunately it won't with photographs. And then I got, from Amazon Prime, I got the Warner Archive Blu-ray of the Killer Bee movie, The Swarm. The stars Michael Caine and Catherine Ross. It's a Irwin Allen movie. And ooh, 156 minutes. Well, it's got behind-the-scenes documentary inside The Swarm, so maybe that part of that run time's for that. And then it's got the theatrical trailer. And it's in anamorphic widescreen, 16:9, 2.4, and 1080p HD and English subtitles for the deaf and hard of hearing. This looks like this has an all-star cast. It says there's enough stars for 5 movies in this. Michael Caine, Catherine Ross, Richard Widmark, Olivia de Havilland, who's a classic Hollywood actress, Henry Fonda, Fred MacMurray, Richard Chamberlain, Jose Ferrer, Patty Duke Aston, Lee Grant, and Bradford Dillman, who was in Piranha. But the scene stealers are the supporting cast, an estimated 22 million bees deftly deployed to depict deadly attacks on people and places. It's a nightmare that will give you quite a buzz. Buzz. So The Swarm. This had to compete against that other Killer Bee movie, The Bees, that was done in Mexico, that starred John Saxon and John Carradine. So I think this one got, they postponed it so that one Mexican-produced Killer Bee movie was able to get put out first. So The Swarm from Warner Archive. And then I got Universal Pictures The Wolfman Complete Legacy Collection on Blu-ray. So this has all the Wolfman movies. The Wolfman, Frankenstein Meets the Wolfman, House of Frankenstein, House of Dracula, Abbott and Costello Eat Frankenstein, Werewolf of London, and She-Wolf of London. And this has this bonus features as Monster by Moonlight documentary, The Wolfman from Ancient Curse to Modern Myth, Pure in Heart, The Life and Legacy of Lon Chaney Jr., He Who Made Monsters, The Life and Art of Jack Pierce, The Wolfman Archives, and Abbott and Costello Meet the Monsters, 2 featured commentaries, and theatrical trailers. And then I got the DVD of the 2D version of the mid-80s animated sci-fi fantasy flick Star Chaser: The Legend of Orin. It's South Korean produced animated movie that is dubbed into English and was done in 3D, but Sadly, there's no 3D versions out because they don't make 3D TVs anymore. I should have got the Blu-ray because the Blu-ray has a 3D lenticular cover, where this is just a flat image, completely flat image on here. It doesn't look like there's any extras. It's 100 minutes, English stereo sound, optional English subtitles, rated PG, but it doesn't say if it's a widescreen, but it should be widescreen. And that might remind you a little bit of Star Wars. You see the guy with sort of lightsaber sword. And this Hollywood Reporter review sounds a little bit like Star Wars. A well-executed animated film with evil robots, a wisecracking intergalactic smuggler, a heroic youth, and a beautiful princess. I'm hoping this is widescreen. It should be widescreen, even though they don't really list it being widescreen. And then I got the DVD of Bud Abbott and Lou Costello Meet the Monsters collection. And this has 4 of the movies. It doesn't have Abbott and Costello Meet the Killer Boris Karloff in here. And it doesn't have Abbott and Costello Go to Mars. It's got Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein, Abbott and Costello Meet the Invisible Man, Abbott and Costello Meet Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, and Abbott and Costello Meet the Mummy. And they're all listed as being full frame. And it's got that Abbott and Costello Meet the Monsters documentary, which I think is the same as what's in that Wolfman Legacy collection, which also has Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein in it. But this says Abbott and Costello Meet the Monsters. Under the bonus features, it says a behind-the-scenes look at the studio's popular series of films as they meet up with Frankenstein, Dracula and the Wolfman, and feature commentaries on Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein, and Abbott and Costello Meet Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, and English subtitles for the deaf and hard of hearing, and then Spanish and French language subtitles. Region 1 locked, but it doesn't look like there's any trailers on here, or if there are trailers, they don't list them. It's just the 4 movies that had one of the actual Universal monsters in it, in this set. And then a double-sided out-of-print MGM DVD I bought. One of their Midnight Movies double features has a couple like motorcycle gang movies. One's called The Miniskirt Mob, about a girl biker gang, and then Chrome and Hot Leather, which is more of a revenge flick where a biker gang kills off a guy's fiance, and the guy happens to be a Green Beret, so he uses a rocket launcher to get revenge on the biker gang that killed his fiance. And you get the Miniskirt Mob on side A of this DVD, while Chrome and Hot Leather is on side B, and these are both 1.85 widescreen, and they're 16:9, so they're anamorphically enhanced for 16:9 widescreen TVs. And Miniskirt Mob stars Jeremy Slate, Diane McBain, Sherry Jackson, Patty McCormack, and Ross Hagen, while Chrome and Hot Leather stars William Smith, Tony Young, Michael Haynes, Peter Brown, Marvin Gaye, Michael Stearns, introducing Kathy Bauman and Larry Bishop, and then Cheryl Ladd is in it as well. And Miniskirt Mob is from 1968, not rated well. Chrome and Hot Leather is from 1971, and even though they didn't have a PG-13 rating back then, now the movie is rated PG-13 for violence, sexuality, and drug material. So that could have been PG or R back then. Now it's PG-13 for Chrome and Hot Leather. Oh, it's Tony Young who plays the Green Beret in this movie. And Cheryl Ladd's listed as Sherry Moore, which was her stage name, and based on her maiden name, which was Cheryl Stoppelmoor, but she later married actor David Ladd. So, out of print MGM Midnight Movies double feature, The Miniskirt Mob and Chrome and Hot Leather. So that's all I got over the weekend from Amazon Prime, and then over the weekend I ordered a few more DVDs, all sort of early African American horror films from the 30s and 40s, and one I got is a short African American horror comedy flick called Midnight Menace. It's a 24-minute movie, and it stars African American vaudeville singer Wunny Lollipop Jones, or maybe it's Ani. Yeah, Ani Lollipop Jones. And since this is just a 24-minute movie, it has a couple of bonus features on this disc. It has a 1929 African American flick called The Framing of the Shrew. Not to be confused with The Taming of the Shrew. This is The Framing of the Shrew. And it stars Spencer Williams, who was a regular on the Amos and Andy TV show. And then there's an unsold TV pilot on here as one of the two bonus features, The Private Eye from 1951. And The Private Eye is directed by Earl C. Kenton, who made the horror classics Island of Lost Souls, Ghost, Frankenstein, House of Frankenstein, and Horror of Dracula. Those are all horror movies. So, trying to make this video as quickly as possible because the TV back there is going to be in use in a little bit, so I want to finish this video up. So, a recap. I got the Warner Archive Blu-ray of The Swarm, and then the Kit Parker Films VCI DVD Blu-ray combo pack Boss starring Fred Williamson, and then the Universal Pictures Blu-ray edition, A Creature from the Black Lagoon, in 2D, but it has a 3D version, but I don't have a 3D TV. And then the Universal Blu-ray of the Wolfman Legacy Collection has all the Wolfman movies from Universal Pictures in the set. And then the DVD version of the 2D version of the animated 3D movie from 1985, Star Chaser, The Legend of Orin, a film similar to Star Wars. And then Universal Pictures Abbott and Costello Meet the Monsters DVD collection has the DVD versions of Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein, and of them meeting Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, and then when they met the Invisible Man, and the Abbott and Costello Meet the Mummy movie. And then the out-of-print DVD of MGM's Midnight Movies double feature. It's a two-sided DVD of the Miniskirt Mob, which is a girl biker gang movie paired with a war revenge movie about a Green Beret who gets back at the biker gang for killing his fiancée, Chrome and Hot Leather. And these are both enhanced for widescreen TVs. And then just today, from Amazon, I got the African American short horror film from the 40s, Midnight Menace. That's paired with Framing of the Shrew, another African American film, and an unsold TV pilot called The Private Eye is also on here. And I've got more of these African American 30s and 40s horror movies coming on DVD, hopefully tomorrow. And then I've got two Blu-rays and a DVD coming from Amazon Prime sometime later this month, in about a week or so. A DVD and a Blu-ray pre-order on the 13th, and then between the 13th and the 20th I have a Blu-ray coming that wasn't Prime speed. So I hope you enjoyed part 1 of my DVD and Blu-ray update for November 2018, and I having to end at a little over 23 minutes, so this is part 1 of my DVD and Blu-ray update from November 2018, so I'm Tim, and thank you for watching, and keep an eye out for part 2 coming soon to this YouTube channel. So now it's time to turn the video off.